Hey team, how you doing? It's Gavin here from the Growing Younger team, and I'm coming to you from lockdown in New Zealand. And this video is a bit more of a review of an article I read in the newspaper a couple of days ago. And the headline was "How to Lose Weight by Eating More Calories." Nutritionist reveals the food swaps you need to make to stay fuller longer, reduce cravings while still getting the nutrients you need. Now, this is a highly misleading title, okay, because it suggests that you can eat more food and lose weight. Now, who in their right mind believes that you can eat more and lose weight? Okay, it does not make any sense. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go through this article with you because it's really important. I want to share my thoughts around what is going on and why I think this is a crazy and quite frankly sort of a highly misleading and dangerous article to be putting out. Okay, and ultimately what she does, she sells a product, the nutritionist they're talking about, which is cool. We all sell things. I sell coaching and everything else, but it's really important to understand why she's making this video and why it's misleading. So me, I'm a personal trainer, a nutrition coach and functional agent specialist, and my main people I help are people over the age of 40. We won an award at the Exercise Industry Awards 2020 for innovation, as in the innovative approach that we bring to health and exercise for people over the age of 40. Okay, so I've got a bit of credentials here. I'm not just some random person. Also, I've lost over 20 kilos and I've kept that off for 10 years. Okay, and the way I've kept that off is because I make sure I keep on top of how many calories I eat, no matter what I've done for the last 10 years. Okay, to keep my weight off is that I make sure that I maintain a calorie deficit or calorie maintenance to maintain my weight. As soon as I start eating over, I put weight on, regardless of the amount of exercise I do, regardless of the foods I eat. This is always true to be the case. It is always calories in, calories out. Okay, now let's just go through this. All right. So she said that counting calories doesn't lead to sustainable weight loss. Well, I kind of disagree. I'm living proof that counting calories leads to sustainable weight loss. I've kept my weight off for over 10 years because I always track my calories by MyFitnessPal. And you might think, oh, that's a bit excessive and, you got an eating disorder. No, I haven't got an eating disorder. I just use tracking calories, a tool to keep me in line so that I don't overeat, okay? Because obviously my predisposition as being an overweight person would be to eat more than I should, because I'm not very good. I kind of judge it. Even now, I'm better than I was, but even now, counting calories has been the way to go for me. It assumes all calories are digested in the same way and have similar effects on the body. That is kind of true. All calories are not digested in the same way. A calorie is always a calorie. It's a unit of measurement. An inch is always an inch. A centimeter is always a centimeter. A foot's always a foot. Calories are calories. It's a measurement of heat. Okay. However, the calories contained in certain types of food are actually digested different by the body. So the calories that come from a protein source, for argument's sake, have a 33% thermic effect, which means that it takes your body. So 33% of the calories from that piece of food go into digestion. It's harder for your body to use, but the calories are still there. It's just harder to digest. If you have a simple sugar, it's about 4%. Okay, so that's not 15%. And that is a big issue as well. And fat is even quicker again. So what it means is that if you eat certain foods, the thermic effect of feeding is higher or lower depending on the food you eat. So yes, they do have different effects on the body. Fiber, for argument's sake, has a high thermic effect similar to protein, and that keeps you fuller because you're digesting for longer. Okay, and sustained calorie counting has potential to trigger eating disorders, for sure. But what else? Okay, what's the alternative? Chronically overeating for years and years and years on end to be really, really obese also has potential. Okay, that is also an eating disorder because you're overeating. It's got massive health implications as well. Whereas if you can control your calories, you have a lot more flexibility with the foods that you eat, and you can lose weight and therefore improve your health. Do you have to track your food forever? No, you don't. Of course not. Like for me, I don't track consistently over and over and over and over. I might track for a while, then I'll stop because I'm in my groove. Maybe I'll put a bit of weight on, then I'll track again. But it's only a 3 to 5 kilo flux. It's not a huge amount of weight because I'm really mindful, because I understand what calories are in food. I understand what my limits are, and I can keep it in check. Yeah. So I read further, the common wisdom is that eating fewer calories will help you lose weight. It's true 100% of the time. Who in their right minds thinks that you can eat more food to lose weight? I'm going to take it to the extremes, okay? You got these people who are massively obese. Okay? They're not as big as they are because they're eating less than everybody else. They're eating way more than everybody else. You know that. I know that. We instinctively know that. Then you look at people in third world countries who are starving. How many of those people are obese? Absolutely none of them, because they're not overeating. And if this logic was true, people in third world countries who are starving would be obese, and it isn't the case. It's just not the case. Okay. And what really fires you up about this article is that it's so misleading for people who are struggling to lose weight. And I would have been those people 10 years ago. I'd have believed this. I'd have followed the advice on this article, and I would have actually put weight on because I'm eating more than I was to start with. Right. So for results that last, it's important to consider the nutritional value of food you're eating to stay full for longer. Yes, I agree. You do need to find foods that are satiating, foods that are not going to make you hungrier. So if you eat a biscuit or sugary food like a biscuit, which is lots of fat, it's got lots of sugar in it, it's a trigger food. It makes you want to eat more. Let's face it. Who's eating one Tim Tam or one biscuit? You're not. You're eating half a packet, okay? Whereas if you had a piece of fruit, which has got sugar in it as well, you're eating one apple. You're not eating 10, okay? And one apple is about 100 calories. One chocolate biscuit is about 100 calories. But you're going to stop with one apple and you're not going to stop with one biscuit, okay? So yes, consider the nutritional value of food. It's obviously more important to get the vitamins and minerals from the foods that you eat. And it's also, it's good to pick foods that are going to keep you satiated. That's it, and if the fuller you are, the less likely you're going to want to eat, right? So yeah, that's cool. I get that for sure. This means that eating foods higher in calories than seemingly healthy low-fat diet food. Eating food that's high, okay, not really. Well, maybe if you have an extra 100 calories with your lunch or a snack's going to stop eating those biscuits after, then absolutely being fuller will make you less likely to binge potentially. Okay, yeah, so fair enough. That's a fair comment. But let's just look at this, and this is what I just don't get. This is a crazy comparison, right? Lower calories. 2 plain crackers are 40 calories. 40 calories is nothing, by the way, right? Half an avocado is 161 calories. One thing to know here is that crackers are carbohydrates, avocado is fat. Carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram. Fat has 9 calories per gram. Let's just say, common sense, you have a choice of 2 crackers or 40 calories or half an avocado. Who's going to sit there with half an avocado just chomping away on it? No one. You're going to choose the crackers. And actually, less calories anyway. If you can stay full on your 2 crackers, eat the 2 crackers. Do you know what I mean? Put a little bit of avocado on if you want, a little bit of salt and pepper, tomato, maybe a tomato. That would make it better. Tomatoes are very low in calories. A little bit of sea salt on there, a little spread of avocado on there, 5 or 10 grams, and you've got a way better snack. So you can combine them both, and those 2 crackers may then be 80 calories, which is still less than munching half an avocado. With that snack option you got, the tomato has got water in it, it's got fiber in it, so is the avocado. That would then keep you fuller. But trying to separate them out into 2 different foods and say choose one and the other makes no sense at all. If you're going to eat crackers or avocado, you're going to put weight on eating avocados and you would eating 40 calorie crackers. Okay. Bourbon biscuit, 67 calories, handful of almonds. Very misleading. Yes, almonds are way healthier. They've got good fats in them. They've got fiber in them. Brilliant. Very healthy option. But in terms of calories, they got more calories than the bourbon biscuit. And let's just say the almonds have got fiber in them. I'm not sure how much fiber in. It's going to be a thermic effect, which will bring maybe the calories down a little bit. But ultimately, if you fancy the bourbon biscuit and you can stop at 1, that would be the better option. Okay. If you can't stop at 1 and you're going to eat 10, then obviously a handful of almonds would probably be the better for you if it keeps you fuller. Okay. So that's you need to understand this. And it goes down, talks about low fat yogurt. It's like 120. Think about this. Fuller for longer was what she said. If you have 120 grams of full fat plain yogurt, it's a small amount of yogurt, okay? 130 calories. 120 grams of low fat yogurt is 55 calories, okay? It's nearly, a third, right? Therefore, you could potentially eat, let's get my maths right here, 240, maybe 300 grams of low-fat yogurt, 300 grams, a lot of volume, keep you fuller, for the same amount of calories as a full-fat yogurt. Do you think you're going to be fuller on a piddly little amount of 120 grams or 300 grams? Food volume, more food volume fills up your body, fills up your stomach, makes you feel fuller for the same amount of calories. So a low calorie fruit yogurt would be better than a full fat plain yogurt for losing weight, because it keeps you fuller on the same amount of calories. Then you're less likely to eat foods down the track. All right. Then we're looking at 2 slices of ham, handful of crisps, lettuce, tomatoes, 220 calories versus a large halloumi and vegetable skewer. Let's take common sense. You're taking a snack, a lunch to work. Are you going to take 2 large vegetable skewers to lunch to work with you, or you're going to more likely to have a ham sandwich with some crisps, lettuce and tomatoes, which, by the way, lettuce and tomatoes, really good, okay? 220 calories versus 380. Who honestly believes that you're going to lose weight eating more calories? It does not make any sense, all right? It goes on and on and on, and basically what I did was I compared the calories, okay? So basically, if you eat the food on the left-hand side here, you're going to be consuming 532 calories. If you eat the foods on the right, you're consuming 1,100 calories, okay? Now, are you telling me that you're going to lose weight eating 1,000 calories as opposed to 523 calories? Come on, let's think about it. Obviously, the other choices are probably a little bit better for losing weight. Are they better for health? Probably not, because the other food she's choosing, I get what she's saying, they are healthier versions. There's more micronutrients in them. There's more vitamins and minerals. I get that, but it's misleading because it's telling you you're going to lose weight. And just because the food is healthier and got more vitamins and minerals, it doesn't mean that you're going to lose weight by eating more of it. Okay, it's just not the case. It's completely misleading. Then you come down and she's made all these other options as well, low calories and stuff like that. Okay. Homemade butter chicken, 420 calories, chicken breast, steamed broccoli and rice. This is absolutely, what's wrong with the chicken breast, steamed broccoli and rice? There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Homemade butter chicken with curry and vegetables, high in calories, loads more calories. You know, it just doesn't make sense. A glass of Diet Coke, no calories. A glass of milk, 100 calories. If you think that you're going to start losing weight by drinking a glass of milk compared to Diet Coke, it's just not right. No calories is fine. No calories. It's not going to kill you, all right? You're just not. And keep going down the whole thing, you know, just crazy, okay? And this is the calorie difference. It's 2,500 calories on one side and 2,100 on this side. And basically what that means is you are more likely to lose weight on the right-hand side than you are on the left-hand side. So what she's saying is that when people, what I think she's trying to say is that when people try to lose weight counting calories, they get sick and tired of counting calories. I know that because I own a fitness studio. I deal with lots and lots of people. They stop tracking their food because it's actually a lot of effort, and they eyeball stuff. And I'll say to people, did you weigh and track your food last week? Oh no, 40, 50%. So 50% they didn't. They also people have no idea how much a food item weighs. So when you track your calories and you say, no, that potato is 100 grams, it could be 200 grams. And if you don't believe me, go and do it. Go and weigh some food and try and guesstimate what it is. You can't do it. That is why counting calories doesn't work for everybody, because they get fed up of tracking the calories, okay? And there's lots of other ways you can do this as well, but let's just talk about calories because that's what she's talking about. Now it comes down a bit further. Creates damaging relationship with food. No, it doesn't actually. It's just like saying having an accountant creates a damaging relationship with money. If you're a good accountant and you know your income and your output and your savings account, it becomes a really good relationship with your money because you completely understand what the hell is going on. Counting calories actually makes you way more aware of what you're doing than otherwise, because what happens is you go on a diet and you lose weight. You don't understand why you lost weight. You think it's magic. Then you go on, then you can't do the diet anymore because it's too hard, and then you put your weight back on and you find another diet that's magic, and you do that again. The one thing all diets have in common is to lose weight is to reduce your calories through exercise and nutrition, usually 90% of the diets out there. So, but if you understand the actual reason why you're losing weight is because you're now in a calorie deficit, then becomes easy for me. You know, I lost 20 kilos. I've kept it off for 10 years. I was 30 when I lost all my weight. I was a fat child, fat adult, fat, you know, teenager. Did the whole thing. I know deeply how hard it is to lose weight. But once I understood about calories, it's a game changer. I know I can have a pizza if I want, because I know it's just calories in my budget. And if it fits, I'm going to have it. Do I eat that stuff every day? Of course not. I'm way more healthier in my food choices than I was before. And I do what she says. I kind of find foods that are filling and are healthier to do it. And a good example would be swapping out a potato for pumpkin. I think off the top of my head, 100 grams of pumpkin is 33 calories. 100 grams of potato is about 80 calories. So I could have loads more pumpkins, loads of nutrients in there, and it's really full of volume. It will keep me fuller because there's lots more. I can eat lots more of it. Pineapple is a good example as well. It's like hardly any calories in 100 grams of pineapple, like 40, 50 calories. I can have 300 grams of pineapple with sugar, and it's fine for 150 calories compared to 2 or 3 Tim Tams, 5, 10 Tim Tams. You know what I'm saying? So counting calories does not create a damaging relationship with food. It actually gives you an idea of what it is that you could be doing and should be doing, and allows you to make a good choice. It is just like knowing your bank account details, how much money comes in, how much you spend. That is all it is. And if you didn't have a clue, you'd be in debt. Or if you were lucky enough, you'd have lots of money in the bank, depending on what you earn. But if you didn't know, you didn't know. So it does not create a damaging relationship with food, right? So it goes on a bit further. She's got lots of you know, this stuff here. You know, what's unhealthy, guys? Tell me. What's healthy? What is it? Yeah, okay, lots of nutrients and everything else. But if you wanted 2 slices of toast with low-fat spread because that's what you fancied in the morning and it's 280 calories, have it. It's fine. But if you fancy to have blueberry oatmeal pancake with a spoonful of natural yogurt at 410 calories, have that too. Bearing in mind, a lot of people, you know, 1,500 to 2,000 calories is probably the limit for the day for most people, which means that 400 calories for that one breakfast may well keep you full till lunchtime. It may not. It may not keep you full, and you may want to snack at your snack time. Therefore, you're going to eat way more calories anyway, right? And she goes down through the whole thing, and 1,600 calorie diet versus a 1,000 calorie diet. Who do you think is losing the most weight? A 1,600 calorie diet or a 1,000 calorie diet? A 1,000 calorie diet is going to lose more weight. Okay, that's it. If that was true. However, probably what would happen is, in her defense, that if you eat these things, you may not be satiated. Therefore, you would be then snacking on other things, which would take this 1,000 calories to maybe 2,500 calories. In those circumstances, the one on this side here would be better because you're fuller and less likely to snack. Does that make sense? So what she's negating to say is that if you eat low calorie, non-satiating foods, you're more likely to eat more of it because you're hungry and not satisfied, and therefore, you know, you'd have other things in here that you've eaten aside from the other foods. Does that make sense? Okay, so then it becomes hard because then you don't understand what's going on and you think that your calorie control diet isn't working. So let's have a look at this one. All calories aren't equal. All calories are 100% equal. And if you don't believe me, you can Google this stuff, okay? A calorie is a measurement of heat. They are all equal. The mode in which you consume them is not equal. As I said, a protein calorie, because of the nature and the makeup of the protein item, will digest fast. It takes far more energy to digest than simple sugar. Is a complete end of the screen, okay? As I said, protein is 33% thermic effect, and the other ones are way less, all right? So calories are created equal, but the mode in which they're in is not equal. Does that make sense? All right. So to illustrate this, consider 500 calories of sweets and 500 calories of biscuits. They are both 500 calories. It is like saying, what weighs more, a ton of lead or a ton of feathers? They both weigh a ton. Do you know what I mean? However, if you were to drop one off a building, well, both of them off the building, the feathers would take longer to come down because they're lighter. There's more, you know, they're bit more, they're bigger. There's less resistance. They take longer to hit the floor than the lead. That's the other way to look at it. So therefore, the way this package is different. That's all they're saying, right? Despite the same number of calories, we gain more vitamins, minerals, and fiber from a chicken avocado. Yeah, probably because sweets and biscuits have got no real nutrient value in them, so there's none in there in the first place. So yeah, you will take on more vitamins and minerals. And let's be clear, unless it's fiber, you digest everything and absorb everything anyway. Fiber doesn't. Everything else does. All right. The higher amount of protein and fats will keep us full for longer. True. Protein and fats are more satiating for sure. That's true. One study found that we might actually be taking in 32% fewer calories than what's listed on packets in this very thin book here. I don't know what she means by that. Does calorie counting ever work? Yes, it always works 100% of the time. The only problem is that most people can start to go on a diet, consume way too less calories, and they can't psychologically sustain it. So when you go from eating all the crappy foods that you've been eating before and you go on a really low calorie diet, you can maybe last a little while, but all of a sudden your cravings come in. All of a sudden you get hungry. All of a sudden ghrelin comes along, which is your hunger hormone, and starts, making you eat things you shouldn't eat. Okay, so calorie counting always works, and once you understand what it is, I'm testament it will always work. However, I do understand it isn't for everyone, but once you understand what's in calories, you can make educated choices. Okay, and she talks about studies, and you can get studies to counteract anything you want, but ultimately the overarching thing and the consistency along all the studies that are out there, if you account for protein and you account for calories, okay, you always will lose weight as long as you're in a calorie deficit. That is what's going to happen. Many of us who count calories end up achieving a calorie deficit, taking in fewer calories, and losing weight in the short term. So as I said, it only doesn't work for long term because you stop doing it. You stop counting calories because it's hard, or because you can't be bothered, or you just try and guesstimate it. Okay, that is what it is. Then our metabolism and hormones adjust to a new normal, promoting fat gain and increase. No, well, okay. What she's saying is that when you go on a diet, there's a couple of things that happen to your metabolism. Your metabolism slows. So if you were 100 kilos and you go down to 60 kilos, it means there's 40 kilograms of weight you're no longer carrying around. So therefore, you're not putting as much output. Therefore, your calories you burn in a day will go down. So your metabolism slows. That is absolutely true. All right. Does it promote fat gain? No, of course it doesn't promote fat gain at all, unless it's such a significant deficit you're starving and you're going to eat again. Does it increase your appetite? Yeah. When you start going on a diet and you create such a calorie deficit for yourself, you will get hungrier. However, if you do it slowly, if you did a bit of cardio, burn some 200 calories off from cardio, and reduce your calories by 200, is such a small amount that your body will catch up nicely. There's a few other things that happen when you go on extreme diets. Your NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, actually decreases. It means that I move my arms around right now. If you go on a really extreme diet, you've got no energy, and your body kind of says stop moving around because we want to conserve energy. Okay, that's what happens. But if you do it in slow calorie deficit, that doesn't happen as much. There will come a point though where you get to a body fat percentage for you, and you're going to go, oh, I'm hungry all the time. Then when you get to that point, you increase your calories a couple of hundred, get back to maintenance, and let yourself settle back down. And all of us have body fat set points. Okay. Body fat set point is where your body fat likes to sit, where you're healthy, you have energy, you can exercise, you can think, you've got clarity. Whereas below that point, you haven't got those things. And you look at bodybuilders, it's always good to look at extreme ends of the scale. Bodybuilders who are amazing at dieting, when they get to show, they're so depleted and tired and exhausted that they literally can just about function. They walk on the stage and they do their thing, and they get back out, and once the show's over, a lot of them will just eat and regain a lot of that weight very, very quickly afterwards. Okay, so yes, it does happen, but if you do it carefully and slowly and more tactically, you can end up in a way better position. It's just when you try and do things too fast, it becomes an issue. All right. Lower carb diet is extremely effective. Well, that's not really true either. Okay, so lower carb diet, if you decrease your carbs, you decrease your calories, but there's no real crazy studies to do that. Okay, so ultimately this is what it's all about. Okay, and I just wanted to talk about that article because it's so misleading. And ultimately, if you decrease your calories a little bit, and if you can track your calories for a little while to understand what you're doing, and to really understand how many calories you eat and how many calories are in food, and figure out what works for you, you will be in a way better place. But just by saying eat more, you're going to lose weight is just not cool, right? And it's quite irresponsible of her to say that. And you know, somebody that's been doing this for 10 years, I know well. I coach lots of clients, I see lots of clients, I've done it myself, and it always works this way. Okay, but again, to track your calories isn't always about tracking on a MyFitnessPal either. You could do hand portions, you could do lots of different ways to do it, but decreasing your calories is going to be the way to lose weight. Increasing your calories is not the way to lose weight. You know that instinctively, I know that, she knows that. She just maybe didn't explain the article as well as she could have. That's it from me, guys. Okay, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd love to have a debate. It's really cool. Share the video if you did, and if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Have a really good day, guys. Take care, and I'll catch you later.